Floyd is the best fighter, in his era, and I feel like I'm the best fighter in my era.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
Don't think about Floyd money. Mayweather is at 0-50. The boxing community is being rocked by a shocking debate. Compared to a prime Floyd Mayweather, Terence "Bud" Crawford is a better, more complete fighter.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd?
I don't know. I thought you'd hesitate maybe even a bit, but no.
Nah, not at all.
You could take a guy like Canelo. This guy could do. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters.
For years, this comparison seemed unimaginable for years. However, the discussion is no longer merely a murmur. Top analysts, former champions, and boxing insiders are making the indisputable case for a new king after Crawford accomplished the unthinkable by defeating Canelo Alvarez. It all started when Terence Crawford startled everyone by challenging Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed super middleweight champion, by going up 2 categories. This was viewed by many experts as going too far. Canelo was first chosen by up-and-coming fighter Virgil Ortiz and previous champions Keith Thurman and Fernando Vargas, who thought the size differential would be significant. They were all shown to be incorrect.
Floyd, obviously he beat him and pretty convincingly. I would say Crawford fought the better version. Canelo definitely a lot more experienced than he was at, I think, when he was 23, I think he was. I would say Crawford fought the better version of Canelo. And
Crawford gave what Thurman referred to as a boxing clinic for 12 rounds.
What's up, people? It's the morning after the big fight. Crawford Canelo. Shout outs to Crawford. You did it, boy. You did it. For those who still aren't quite sure what they witnessed last night, I'm going to let you know that you witnessed what is called a notorious boxing clinic. This is everything done right, okay?
Vargas, who subsequently acknowledged his error, commended Crawford's impeccable ring management and deft technique. The boxing community re-evaluated everything in response to this triumph. However, the story didn't end with what transpired in that ring. We must examine Crawford's distinct technique and look past the victory to see why he is now regarded as superior to Mayweather. Although Mayweather was a formidable defensive force, Crawford brings something new to the table. Al Bernstein, a boxing commentator, emphasizes Crawford's primary strength, his unpredictable nature. It is difficult for other fighters to predict his moves because of his ability to flip between orthodox and southpaw, which presents a challenge they cannot overcome.
Most fans or most people would probably say Crawford, I'm guessing, because that's a big part of how he's won, and everybody feels that and rightfully so, that the way he's figured out, he's constantly changing from lefty to righty. He's a person that alters his attack. Sometimes he's a boxer, sometimes he's walking people down. Canelo's style is more the same in most fights. He is a counterpuncher who's waiting for you to make your move so he can counterpunch you. Then when he has you in trouble, he's willing to move forward. His attack is a pretty straightforward one. On the face of it, you might say Crawford, but I think the thing about Canelo Alvarez is that he has seen every style that you can see.
Crawford is just the superior all-around fighter, with the stature and reach to improve his attacking abilities, as fellow superstar Shane Mosley pointed out. Crawford actively attempts to dismantle and finish his opponents, in contrast to Mayweather's defense-first strategy.
Who you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Of course, one must acknowledge a legend's accomplishments before challenging him. The foundation of Floyd Mayweather's legacy is his impressive accomplishments. Generations of boxers have been plagued by his flawless 50-0 record. He defeated more champions than almost anybody else in history, winning 15 major world titles in 5 different weight divisions. His signature shoulder roll, lightning-fast reflexes, and command of the tempo of any battle made his defense an art form. He was mysterious. He perfected the fundamentals of boxing: hit and avoid being hit. He was the dominant figure for over 10 years, and his resume is full of Hall of Fame stars. However, a defect in his reign was discovered upon closer inspection. On paper, Mayweather's record appears flawless, but analysts have long highlighted a contentious reality. Outside of the ring, Floyd was a brilliant strategist who was frequently charged with picking his opponents wisely at the right moment.
It's wild, because if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. That makes a difference to people.
The ongoing controversy surrounding his debut fight, which many people think he lost against Jose Luis Castillo, supports this assertion. Members of Mayweather's team, including his uncle Jeff Mayweather, continue to contest the updated story. Jeff hypothesized that Canelo's admiration for Crawford might be a planned attempt to enhance his own reputation. He maintains that nobody has ever matched Floyd's defensive prowess or his illustrious record, not even Crawford. This gives the discussion a new dimension. Was Floyd's career a well-managed venture or just overwhelming dominance?
What was Canelo? 20-something? 20 what? 23? 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
a man that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people.
How are you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
But I mean, want
to make himself look like he did something great.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather's a GOAT. Oh, absolutely. But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half.
Canelo Alvarez, the only person who has faced both legends, provides the strongest proof in this argument, not an expert or a rival camp. Canelo was asked to compare the two fighters after he lost to Crawford. The boxing community was startled by his response. He declared with assurance that Terence Crawford was the superior combatant. Canelo clarified that Crawford was a far more difficult opponent than Mayweather due to his versatility, intelligence, and power from multiple angles, as opposed to his more predictable defense-focused style.
If you can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Bud Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
I just was like, well, it's his personal opinion. He was in the ring with both of us, so a lot of people, they can say what they want, but he's actually been in the ring with both of us. One where he felt like he was at the best, and another where he felt like he was at a disadvantage when he had a rehydration clause and he was younger. So, I don't know, I don't go off of that. Floyd is the best fighter, in his era, and I feel like I'm the best fighter in my era.
The discourse changed significantly when a common opponent declared Crawford the better fighter. This raises the important question of whether skill or record is the true measure of excellence in boxing. Floyd Mayweather, the man with the perfect 50-0 record and a more extensive and well-known list of champions defeated than Crawford's, is on one side. Through pay-per-view purchases, title victories, and that important zero in his loss column, his reputation is cemented in history. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, is the fighter that trainers, insiders, and even opponents think possesses a more comprehensive, dangerous, and adaptable skill set. It's the most important argument. The raw efficiency of an all-around fighter contrasted with the perfection of a meticulously maintained record.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course he is.
Floyd Mayweather's reign as the undisputed king of modern boxing is suddenly in doubt. The conversation has never been the same. According to legendary champion Roy Jones Jr., Crawford has accomplished the impossible and has nothing more to prove, making him eligible to retire tonight as one of the best of all time. Once thought to be unbeatable, the 50-0 monument now sits in the shadow of a warrior whose abilities may have finally overtaken it. Who is greater is now the question, not who is great. Has an unparalleled level of skill, rather than a record, finally eclipsed the Money Mayweather era? That concludes today's video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment if you liked it to ensure you don't miss any of our forthcoming videos. Click the bell symbol. Additionally, remember to leave a comment with your ideas. We'll see you in the future video, so stay tuned.